press the button.
Now it says we're live.
Yeah, go live. There we go. Now we're going live.
Okay, right. Should we just...
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
And welcome to Chinwag number 140.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yes. 140.
Done 140 of these. So this is our weekly chat where Beck and I chat about some stuff, mostly to do with how our week has been selling online.
Yes.
It's been quite a busy week, so we've got a fair few things that we're going to be chatting about this evening. Mm-hmm. And so we'll go through those. We will hopefully now going forward be on at a 7:00 time.
Yes.
More regularly, because
we're hoping this was the time we used to do it at.
Yeah, I think
from
it was.
what I can remember, I think we used to do it at 7:00.
Yeah. So because this is the first week that Beck has reduced her hours, hopefully we're going to have a more consistent time. Yeah. So we'll go into the chat and we'll say a few hellos. As you can see from the title is Chinwag 140, £864 of eBay sales turnover in 7 days, and a weekly update. Yes. So hopefully you can see us and hear us okay. You should be able to. Pleasant Valley Picker was the first in, followed swiftly by I'm the Legend Ash. Thank you for popping in, guys. L. Patterson, Peter Ray has popped in as well. Margaret, hi Margaret as well. Eric Liddy, thank you for your purchase, Eric.
Yes.
It was shipped. Hopefully it will be with you in the next few days. Thank you for popping into the chat as well, Eric. Kenneth says hi as well. Tommy Bernard, Sean Gilbert, Southwest Sellers. We've got Cy on the Moor, BCP, Len Smith. Just over 6 weeks recovery since the bypass, given all clear to drive again. So back to the boot tomorrow for another Yashika.
Oh, well, that's really good news.
Thank you for updating us. Good to hear that you're feeling better. That's obviously quite a serious situation you've been through. Is the weather good where you are? Because our car boots are probably rain. Yeah.
We know one of them's cancelled already.
Yeah.
We checked that out earlier. But the other one that we know of that runs on the Saturday is close to it, so we're not expecting that to go on.
It's going to be rained out, so we're not likely to see a car boot. Yeah,
we'll see if we can do.
We'll do something.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday we know of one that we.
Sunday
might
we can go to Clitheroe, which is indoors. So, Dave has popped in as well. Paul Calvert. So thank you for popping in, guys. Sean says, "Yay, reduced hours mean things are picking up." On her eBay, Amazon, I hope so, mate. Things are getting better.
They're getting better.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're picking up that much. But, you know, it's.
Southwest Seller says sales are slow. Only sold 13 items, but £768 gross. That's fantastic, though. Very high average sale price there. Janet has popped in. Chloe says, "Hey, loving the live videos. Keep up the good work." Thank you, Chloe. Appreciate it. Karen, hi Karen. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you for popping in. Karen sells clothes. Who has a fantastic Monday morning live stream that she does, which I missed this week, unfortunately, but I do normally pop in. And let's see, I love the first 5 seconds of all your lives when you don't know if you're live yet or not. Yeah, just trying to figure it.
I know, because the thing is,
it shouldn't be complicated.
We get like this, we go press the go live button, right? This is why it's so complicated. And then we get a little box that goes preview, and the little circly things just going round and round and round and round and not loading, right? So this is why we get confused about whether we're live or not.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. And we've got flipping fantastic finds as well. Kelly, thank you. I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole watching tiny home van converts. You saved me. That's 2 hours of my life I won't get back.
Do you know what my guilty pleasure on YouTube though is? Watching like dog and cat videos. So I can't talk. I can lose hours to those things. I really can.
Yeah. To dogs and cat videos, yeah. That's like the worst thing you could probably watch.
Oh no, but they're so cute.
They are. Kim Kelly as well. Money Mental, DBG. Thank you very much for popping in, guys. Right. So it's been a busy week. It's been quite an interesting week as well. It started off this Monday where I was meant to be starting my new job.
Yeah, you were.
But obviously I mentioned to you guys that something happened where the job became like temporary all of a sudden, because I was gonna, if I joined, I wouldn't have been with that company. They would have transferred me, so didn't go ahead with that job. Right now, the funny thing is, on Monday morning, which would have been my first day in, there was well, not funny thing, but there was an incident on the motorway, and I would have been stuck for hours. And I've got to say, on that morning, I did kind of feel, and I think you were there, because I was giving Beck a lift to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were stuck in a lot of
ridiculous.
traffic.
I was, put it this way, I was half an hour late for work, and that journey normally takes us like 20-25 minutes.
20 minutes on a good day. 20 minutes on a good day.
Yeah.
And it took us so long to get to work because of this motorway issue. And I could have been stuck on that, and it would have been a regular thing. And it just got me thinking, I may have dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
I think thinking about it. And it gave us a little boost, didn't it?
Gave us a kick up the bottom.
Kick up the bottom, exactly. So that was the first thing that the week started off with. And then obviously, Beck, your reduced hours. Talk about how you're feeling about your reduced hours and what it's meant for us.
You know what? They're really awesome. They are so good. I'm just really, really enjoying the amount of time that I can actually spend back in the office with you. Although on a visit Monday afternoon, we were sitting there thinking, can we go back to working together like this? Because, a couple of days a week, and it's, it's not too bad. But when, you're kind of snapping at each other.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was good. It's been really, really good at the office. The change of hours have been absolutely fantastic. I feel so much less stressed at the surgery, which is really, really great, because I was getting to the point where I wasn't actually coping with the job, with the hours that I was doing. So, and it's really, really helped me with that. And so I'm looking at my job and I'm like loving working at the surgery. So that means I'm going to be able to keep it for that much longer.
That's the thing. You'd gotten to the stage where
I got to the point where I actually nearly handed my notice in.
And the thing is, what we have to remember is, like, we moved so far away from family to pursue this dream, and you were feeling further away from it because of work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now, because you've reduced your hours and you're back in the office more, you're feeling part of the dream again.
I'm back in the office daily.
We're not under any illusions. We know what we're doing is very risky and stressful. But you know what? When we do it together,
it's not the right thing. Okay, if you're following us, and you think, you know what, these two are managing to do whatever they're doing. You know what? We're not doing the right thing.
We should really be working and doing this on the side, building it up and building it up. I should be
able to hold down a full-time job and still do this
But
part-time.
we love doing these things together. And I think because we're back at it together, it doesn't seem unsurmountable.
Yeah.
I think suddenly the challenge seems so much more achievable, like the building the sales. And, Touchwood sales have started to steady. Last few weeks they've steadied and they've been moving slowly up. I mean, this week, as you can see, we're higher than we were last week. And we've actually had a really good evening, which would have made this week look even better.
Yeah.
Because we've just had like a little flurry of sales come through.
And one thing, I want to point out, right, in the car today, right, we were driving home from the office, and Zahir was like, how do you think sales have been this week? And for the first time, rather than just saying to Zahir, I don't know, I was like, actually, I think they've been really good, because I have been at work and I have been around what's happening, what's going on. I'm seeing what both stores are doing. So I was like, actually, I reckon they're going to be, better than they have been in the previous weeks.
Exactly.
And that's really, really nice.
Huge. Yeah, I think sometimes, we've all said it, lots of people have said this, reselling can be very lonely, or running a business from home in general, no matter what the business is, can be quite a lonely pursuit. So we're really lucky that there's both of us doing this, and that's what gave us the strength to pursue it and move up here to help pursue it. And obviously we're now, it's been so up and down. Like, just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I was like happy about going back into full-time work. And so that's funny in a way, and now I'm so happy that we're both doing.
Well, I think
that I didn't go back full time, and
I
now
think we've just had a bit of a reminder
wobble,
of why we actually started doing all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to lie. The last few months have been really stressful and really tough.
Yeah.
I mean, we took off on the office space probably at the worst point of the year.
Yeah.
Right at the time where we know our sales take a dip. We didn't make a good decision. But we're dealing with it and we're paying for it, and we'll get through it.
So well it feels good. And I think also I was getting a bit disheartened when I was seeing that when I was looking at sales versus previous years. Like the sales kept on being like less than last year, but what we have to remember is we have now split the business, whereas last year we had everything on one store. So we had all the RC parts and we had all the like the general stuff we were picking up from car boots and things, but now we've split that over 2 stores, and we have to bear that in mind. And this week's sales are very much like that, where you've got like the 2 splits. So you've got a certain amount coming through on the RC stores, but then you've got a pretty substantial amount coming through on the general store as well. So we're pretty pleased with how that's working. Really do appreciate it, Karen. That's very kind of you. Karen has just super chatted £5.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you so much. Great to see you both smiling, and glad you're both in a better headspace. Yeah, I think
we definitely are.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. I think wobbles happen. Wobbles definitely happen, and I just feel that if you don't have wobbles, then you're doing really well. So if we've managed to avoid wobbles for a long time, but then we've had some wobbles and the wobbles got to us.
Yeah.
But when you put it in perspective, we're not. Yeah, we're okay. We're okay.
Yeah,
and with the help of the YouTube community, it makes it. You're pretty pleased with this, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're pretty pleased with this.
I am. I'm really happy.
So, Looking Chill says, Fantastic Finds, Kelly, thank you. And Sue has popped in as well. Hi, Sue. Thank you for popping in. Eric says, I think Beck's just super happy because she wasn't deported, although Siberia is awesome this time of year.
Well, that would be one of the reasons, yeah.
Yes. Sue says, you look so much better and happier, Bex. Love to see. Yeah, I think it really does help. It's
I've just had a really good week.
Yeah.
I've just, it's just been really awesome. It's the first week in ages I
Even
can actually
the weather hasn't gotten us down.
I know, it's been really, we've had thunderstorms today. It's been pouring down. At every moment today when we were outside, we got caught in really heavy rain. Hence, I did actually straighten my hair today. It was down, right? I've had to tie it back because I was like, do you know what?
And it's typical that it managed, we had to have a downpour the moment we left the supermarket with our shopping to get to the car. So we got drenched in that as well, which is perfect timing.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah. And Karen says some people work best under pressure, and let's be honest, you are better off than before. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If anyone can do it, you too can.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Karen. I really do appreciate it. And Eric says, well, 4 years of YouTube and eBay and you're not nuts, so that's a plus. Yeah, exactly. Richard Hale says, don't worry about the full-time job. I jacked in mine last month and took a part-time job 4 hours a day. Lasted 4 days. Jack that in. Full-time reselling for the rest of this year. I think sometimes you have to put your money where your mouth is, and
sometimes
and I suppose it's a good reminder that it's meant to be difficult. It's meant to be hard. This is not meant to be easy. It's meant to be challenging. It's meant to be stressful. I think in a way, I think that's, and when I say that, I don't say it has to be, but I think it's meant to be. I think if it was super chilled and super easy, then so many more people would do it and stick at it for a long time. The figures are always there, aren't they? People say that businesses tend to fail. That most of them fail within the first 5 years, so we've still got time to fail. So they do say that, and all these kinds of things, and it's meant to be tough, I think. Right, you guys do seem to be much happier. Thank you, Pheasant Valley. Claire Thompson has popped in as well. So has RJ. Karen says, hey, I was in a funk for 2 months, was job hunting, then biatch slapped myself and got my listing jig on and made target last month in profit on eBay alone. Yeah, definitely. It's simple things.
I mean, you've been listing on the general store, haven't you?
Yeah.
And then I've been listing on the hobby store. So, we've stepped up the listing this week, haven't we? And, it seems to have helped.
And I think definitely there's a motivation aspect to it where I notice now, because of the things I'm doing now, it reminds me or it makes me aware of the things that I wasn't doing previously, if you know what I mean. So like by sourcing more regularly, and by just going out there, even though I used to kind of put myself over, you can always come up with reasons why you shouldn't do something. So sometimes I tell myself, oh, what's the point of going to the charity shop? Chances are I'm not going to find anything. It's such a gamble. You don't know what you're going to find. I've said all of this stuff on YouTube as well, loads of times, haven't I? Oh, I don't like going to charity shops or car boots. I don't want our business to be based on it because you don't know what you're going to find. It's a gamble. You never know. You're probably going to find nothing. Sometimes you go so many times and you don't find anything. And you can always put yourself in that headspace, and I think we paid for that in a way.
We did.
I do feel now that I've got to have that kind of attitude of getting back that attitude of making your own luck, and that sometimes you just have to keep going. You have to keep going. I mean, you look at all of the established successful resellers out there, they keep going. I mean, look how long Nick and Andrew have been doing this. They still go out every weekend. They don't just get bored. You look at Lonnie over in the US, you look at all the others as well, all the other resellers that are doing pretty well for themselves. They've got that sustainable, their attitude is so resilient, I think is the word, wouldn't you say? Yeah. So I definitely feel that's the thing. And Eric says, well, you do gotta say, shaving your head then failing a bunch of your channel is better than the last season of Game of Thrones. Oh, thank you, Eric. Pleasant Valley says, I had a good week too, had a good job interview yesterday, hoping to get a call back. Pleasant Valley, I know you've been looking for a while, so really do hope that you get some good news. And Karen says, anybody that thinks it's easy is in for a sharp shock. Definitely. My philosophy book will be out soon. And Len says, you never fail until you give in. Yeah, very true, very true. Paul has a question. Z, have you ever read 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss? I've heard of the 4 Hour Work Week, but I've never read it, Paul. So it's something I might do. Ka-ching, why thank you. Stay live for longer, says Karen. We had a few little sales pop in this evening, which is really nice. It cheered me up. And let's see, Z Motivational Channel starting soon. I hope not. I don't think I'd be a very good motivator because I'm really fickle. So some weeks I'd be like, yeah, guys, you can do it. Just put your mind to it. And other weeks I'd be like, you know what, guys, just don't bother. It's just a sham. It's not going to work. Because I'm like that myself, I forget it. Well, who am I kidding? What was I thinking? Am I really doing this? Am I serious? I mean, I do go like that. It's insane. Persistence is key. And Southwest Seller says, hope I've just dodged a bullet question from a customer on the £299 DVD player recorder. I did not test all of the functions as a parental code on the machine. Luckily found a video on YouTube, says Southwest. Wow, yeah. That's the thing with big ticket items, isn't it?
Yeah, you dread the question off.
Yeah, you do, yeah. When you get that sound, Freshness says, hello, very happy to catch you live. Oh, thanks for popping in, Freshness.
Yes.
That's a cool name, by the way. For me, it's about making sure inventory doesn't go stale, says Karen. And Ian says, your happiness rubs off on each other and it's great to see. Is he on a promise?
I can't believe you read that.
Oh, I had to.
Why did you read ahead?
I don't know.
You just read it, didn't you?
Just read it, yeah, I just read it. No, unfortunately not, Ian. As she said earlier this week, we're married. True words, Z. Keep going. Persistence. Gosh. Lonnie is being a champ, a video every day, and this mug drive, says Eric. I know, I wanted to buy one of those mugs and they sold out so quickly. Lonnie isn't human, he doesn't sleep, says Tommy. I know, amazing, absolutely amazing. It's just incredible. His drive is, his drive and determination. And you know what, guys? I will say, like, for those of you that have followed him for a long while, you'll know that they've been through so many different trials, like health, but also just like the flooding. We don't even have to think about that, but to come back from that, because it was a long hiatus where Lonnie was obviously busy doing his own thing, rebuilding his home, and to just incredible. The guy is
absolutely.
Right. Claire says no car boots here tomorrow, so we are school uniform shopping for my 4-year-old starting school. Oh, Claire, they look so cute.
They are so cute.
They look so cute, and you just think this is wrong.
I remember like first days of school. I think I cried my eyes out. Hannah was fine.
She was fine, yeah. She didn't even care. Freshness says, I am new on eBay business, 3 months till now. I made this week £908 for the first time. Oh, wow. Incredible sales. Congratulations. That's very good for 7 days. Rebecca says, I always find some amazing items, but sometimes I wish I did have my time and energy to do more, but my health comes first. Yeah. There's definitely a balance.
Yeah.
Isn't there? There's definitely a balance.
Absolutely.
Because there's been times this week where we've been in the office and you've been like, no, I've got to keep working, because if I was at the surgery, I'd still be working.
Yeah, I mean, what day was it? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I was at the computer and I was, doing listing, and like, RC parts aren't fun to list. You get really, really bored after a while. And I was like, I'm getting really tired. And so he was like, oh, come on, let's just go then. And this was at about
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, and I was like, no, because if I was at work, I'd
still be working.
I would still have to be working. So and I think it's really, really important to kind of respect what hours you have set by to work, to kind of work. And we've been guilty of it before, of slacking off a bit, and I'm hoping that we've kind of learned our lesson with that. Although we probably will do it again.
Exactly.
But I was just like, what, it's not good for your first week to sit there and I want to be in the office until 5:30 most days. That's the latest I want to leave, really. And yeah, exactly. But calling it a day.
But it's really important to bear that in mind, though, because when you're working in a job, you have that framework around you. When you're in charge of it, it's so easy to just go easy on yourself. And there's a real fine balance, because, like you said, your health is important. It always comes first. But there is a balance to be had, and I think we've learned that. It takes time to learn these things, but honestly, like the amount of things that I thought I'd sussed, and then you realise that you really haven't, and that you've only just sussed it. And there's loads of little things like that you it's just, it comes with experience. I really do think that the experience factor cannot be underestimated. Like, you can, the actual physical task of reselling can be done by anyone starting can start reselling and do it successfully, but the real longevity comes from experience. And I think the more experienced you are, the more chance you have of creating like a business with real longevity, and that only comes with, like I said, experience. And I think that's really a tough thing to deal with, because you want it to happen quickly, you really do, but until you've been through it, like, honestly, guys, I think we're now at the point where I don't think dips in sales and things will ever affect us like they have. Do you know what I mean? What, or not?
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know.
I think they will, to a certain point, because it's always, well, I suppose in a way you're right, because it's about how we prepare for them. And I think
it's not what happens, it's how you handle it.
I think all the times that when we've experienced dips in our sales, we haven't necessarily prepared for them.
Yeah.
And I think that is where like we kind of go wrong.
Yeah.
But if we address that, then yeah, you're probably right. Then hopefully it won't be something that,
yeah.
You know.
Lauren Fitzgerald says hi, and John says you guys are living the dream and are radiating positivity. If Bex is so happy by cutting her hours, just imagine what she'll be like when she quits the job. That will be just, that will be incredible, won't it?
Yeah, but I can't see that for a long time now.
I think
that's what's changed about it. Like when I was doing the full-time job, and I felt like I was pulled between the two because I was doing the full-time job and then coming home and then trying to keep up with like, you know, the kids, the house, you know, everything else.
Yeah.
And then eBay just felt further and further and further away from me being involved in it. And I think being able to find that balance is, you know, I'm really happy with it.
That is huge. I don't know if I said, but Mr. Diggs has popped in as well. Thank you.
Hello.
Adrian, Mr. Diggs deals.
You're not coming up here.
And Freshness says, can you advise me? I'm having a not received item. I used Royal Mail large letter, second class. How to track it? Yeah, the only way you're going to be able to get a second class large letter, like with delivery confirmation, the only way I know of is if you apply and join a Royal Mail online business account, you get a service called 48. Like it would just be called like large letter 48, and that is tracked, but you have to actually get an online business account from Royal Mail to access that. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't think you will be able to get any tracking.
And
on
I think
that.
Karen's actually pointed out that
I just read. Karen has just
is untracked.
Exactly. And Pleasant Valley says, what about the water leak, guys? This is something else that happened this week. Yeah,
it was Monday, wasn't it?
We have had quite. You know what? This has probably been quite a busy week.
And I can't believe you put none of this in the title.
But we're not even phased. We're not phased. We did have a water leak. The office next door to us, their drains had issues. And there was heavy rainfall over the weekend.
The thing is, it was really, really heavy rain. Yeah. Right? And then when we went in, well, you obviously found it first because I wasn't there in Monday morning, but I came in the afternoon. It was like, check the walls. There was no watermarks on the walls. No. We went upstairs because our office does have like an upstairs. There's people that work upstairs as well. So we went upstairs just to make sure there was nothing that had come through from there down to us, which there was nothing.
Yeah.
And so it was the drains from next door.
They'd flooded really badly.
Yeah.
And they'd flooded so much that water had seeped under the skirtings into our office. Unfortunately, it did damage a couple of things.
Yeah.
But nothing that we're that fussed about. I mean, we can live.
I mean, we bought them from charity shops, really, didn't we?
Exactly.
So it was a couple of items that we were just kind of like, right, it's fine, we can't.
It happens.
You know, we can't sell it, so we're just going to have to get rid of it. We, ended the listing, and that's it. The office, the landlord, he come into the office and gave us a dehumidifier.
Yes.
So we've got that at the office at the moment, and every time we're in there, we're just kind of trying to dry it out with that. Because it leaked all through the carpets, so it was just
and it started smelling.
Yeah.
It was literally squelchy underfoot, and it was right by the photographing area, so where I take photos.
I mean, a lot of our stock is normally on the other side.
Yeah, so it was safe.
It's it was only a couple of items that were there, so it was just like.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So I'm glad.
Yeah, but it wasn't too bad.
So we dealt with that.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
It wasn't too bad. It was alright.
And Karen says I make sure I'm clocking 30 hours a week to make a full-time income. I have to work full-time-ish hours. Very true. Yeah. I'm starting to build up a 6-month cushion in the slow times. That is the smartest thing. Yeah.
Really, really good idea.
Yeah, exactly. Right. What we're going to do now...
We haven't showed any graphs.
We're going to show some graphs. We'll share with you how...
We've been talking way too long.
We will share with you how the sales have actually, panned out. So we'll go with the we'll go with the general store.
Oh, is this the general store?
No. So we'll go with the RC store first.
RC.
Yeah, we'll go with the RC store first. And here we go. So the as you can see, guys, the RC store is down on last year. I mean, those sales are actually they should be a bit better because we've had some come in this evening as well. So we probably would be a bit over, and we've had some unpaid items. We've had a few unpaid items recently, which is a little bit frustrating. But yeah, £579 over the 7 days. Average selling price is £15. Everything is down compared to last year. So, and again, this is where previously I would have perhaps gotten a little bit, oh God, look, we're 34% down, 22% down, 15% down. But what we're not taking into account is this time last year, as well as the RC stuff, any car boot pickups, any charity shop pickups would have also been on this store. So that number would have been higher because of that. So maybe what we're just seeing is what the RC is bringing in on a weekly basis, like what the parts are bringing in. And I think in that respect, I'm feeling a bit better, because if we then go over to the general store, and again, these figures are actually a lot better because we've actually had some really nice sales come through, but we're just going on what's there as we do every week. And as you can see, we've got £285 on the general store with 8 transactions at £36 average price. So really good average price. That's more than double what we're doing on the RC store. If you look, our average over the past week is £15 on the radio control parts store. On the general store, we've got a £36 average selling price over the past 7 days, which I'm really happy with. And obviously together, that in total brings us to the total that we've got of £864. Yeah, £864. So
you're trying to style that out.
I was trying to.
You knew the answer. But how much?
But I think that's really key, though. I think that's really key, and it's made things. It's made us feel pretty good about ourselves, because we're trying to think about it as a total. So if I say to myself, we've taken 860 odd pounds in 7 days, I know our profit margin is really strong. I mean, we're on, I think considering the RC stuff we're just taking out fees out of that store, and on the general store we're doing really good flips. Really, we're buying some really good flips. We've actually just had a really nice flip this evening as well. So yeah, we're doing pretty well with that, and I'm just like, actually, it's not so bad for the time of year.
Yeah.
I think
I like, that's why I like the separation of the RC store and the and the general store. I'm kind of really starting to like it. I know it's difficult because obviously we see like the RC store, like the hobby store, we always called like the main store, didn't we? Like it was always like the main thing going, and I suppose for its sales to kind of look like it's dipped, but then when you think about how we have separated it, then it's it kind of makes sense.
And you don't want to get mold, guys. Dry the carpets as Pleasant Valley. Yeah, the landlord, I was actually kind enough to go over it with a pro carpet cleaner, and that really helped. Southwest says grass, yay. Checked my PayPal ASP, £58 for the week. That's really fantastic. Good. 58 quid average selling price is really strong. Freshness says, thank you for your advice. With damaged item claims on Royal Mail, they're asking for receipts on how much you bought the item for, how to deal with things like this. Unfortunately, there's no way. They will only want to give you compensation for what you've paid for the item, not what you sold it for. That's just the way it is, Freshness. It's one of the costs of business, unfortunately. And Eric says, from 864, what do you keep half? Well, on the RC store, we're probably about 70% now, because the stock really owes us nothing. On the general store, I'd say we're probably on about 50% at least, because we're probably a little bit more, probably closer to 60%. We don't tend to buy things which are low like profit on the general store, because in a way we're not picky, but we are.
You're picky.
We're a little bit pickier, I suppose. We're a little bit pickier. Like, for example, a lot of the stuff we're selling on the general store, clothes, we only pay £1.50 for. So we're not paying a lot of money for clothes, because we only source our clothes from the bins. from like the Bernardo's donation centre.
I was going to say, I just want to make it clear, when you're saying the bins, it's not like bins. It's like at a charity shop, the Bernardo's donation centre, outside they have like these big kind of tubs. Because they're a donation centre, they get a lot of clothing go through their kind of store, shop, whatever you want to call it. And so they have a bundle of them outside. And anything from those boxes is like £1.50 an item, I think. And it's so it's a lot of rummaging, but
it's worth it. It's worth it.
I just wanted to make that clear because it sounds like you're,
just going through bins. You thought it just sounded like I just rifled
I just
through
wanted to clarify
actual
where
garbage.
you're actually getting it from.
No, I know. When we say it's because I've watched too many American reselling channels, and the bins is what they call them. I've gotten used to calling them the bins, so that's how and most of the stuff, like I said, we're buying like that, and obviously we're buying from like car boot sales as well. Car boot sales we do very well from. We've actually had some really nice profit sales from car boots too. Fritz says, "Hi all, can I join? Although being late for the chat, of course you can. During dinner, sold a CD player tonight for $27.50. Happy sale. That's excellent, Fritz.
That's really good.
Pleasant Valley says Q4 will be here soon too, guys. So sales should increase. Definitely. We do expect sales to pick up even more. And got a nice question from Claire. Do you guys use QuickBooks or something similar? I'd like to, but not sure how it works over 2 stores. We don't use QuickBooks.
We don't.
But we're thinking about it because we want to start doing our tax on a monthly basis. Yes. Because I think that really does hurt us.
I've been kind of moaning at you a little bit, haven't I, about it?
Yeah. Well, I think it's really... when I worked in my previous job, and I had to do my mileage and stuff, and our expenses, we had to do it every month. And every month I would panic and
not do it.
No, I'd do it in the end.
No, you wouldn't. You'd get me to do it.
Well, we'd get honestly, it done.
No, you say...
It was a team effort.
The team effort was you taking the receipts out of the side of your car door, sticking them on the table and going, there you go, can you sort these?
It was a team effort. It was a team. And sometimes my manager would do it because
it got that bad.
Because my manager was targeted on how many of his team would complete their expenses correctly and stuff. So he knew that I was likely to not do it.
Yeah.
So he'd actually end up doing it, which is quite funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really do feel that
it's something it would
help.
Do need to
do.
It
would help with that. And who says? Yeah, Southwest says he's trying to sound like he's from America. Still keep meaning to go to my closest, but not having issues getting stock at the moment, says Karen. I've really enjoyed the bins, as I call them now. So there you go. Now you're like Steve and Steph climbing through dumpsters. That's illegal over here, Eric. Otherwise it would be cool. As he has been stealing from those charity shop donation bins. No, I haven't, Kevin. I've been paying the £1.50. So yes. And went to Blue Water with daughter today. That was an eye-opener. Even had a Tesla store. I love Blue Water, Karen. We used to go all the time. Andrea's popped in. Hiya, checking in while I'm cooking dinner. Thanks for popping in, Andrea. And BCP says, hi, Andrea. Karen says, I do mine monthly with just a spreadsheet. Come on, Z. Takes half an hour max. Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, you're not the best at setting things like that monthly.
I should really. It's a habit thing. I need to do it because I think it would really help us with our budgeting and things like that. Definitely. But yeah, you can really get some good stuff in the bins. Or you really can. My accountant said not to pay taxes, says Sean, until January, so make the business bigger in the meantime. Now I'm a limited company, I can use a loan from limited company and pay it back with dividends wages. See, the accountant sounds so good, Sean. And Claire says, I've got the free QuickBooks trial and it's so simple, but just don't know if I'd need to get 2 accounts, says Claire. I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so. I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, I know that obviously they connect to your eBay. So if you can connect to 2 different accounts, that would be good. And Stu says it's a good idea to do your taxes every month, ideally from the Cayman Islands. Yes, yeah, it's good. And Z the bins are really good. If any of you have a Bernardo's donation center near you, I would say it's really worth going, because you can pick up some great stuff. We've picked up some really nice clothes recently and sold them for good profit.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend it because they don't tend to charge much, and you have to do the work. You know, you're rummaging through them and whatnot. So, Karen asks, question, oil check week, Z, have you done it yet? Not yet.
No.
I will check the oil at some point this weekend. 100%. I was thinking about it today. I was driving the car and I was thinking, really check the oil now.
I like the fact that it pops into your head.
Yes.
While you're driving the car.
With printing labels via eBay, do you need to scan them inside the post office or just drop them off inside the Royal Mail box? Freshness has a very good question. We post all of our mail through letterboxes. We've even now gone to the extent, and I'm not saying you should do this, but we took a risk with it. We had some low value-ish sales, which were like small parcels, so we knew we'd have delivery confirmation. And we now even use the franked post boxes so we can put the small parcels in them. So we just do everything that way. We just post everything we can in the letterbox. Small parcels we put into like a frank. I'm not saying you should do that. That's just what we do. I'm just letting you know what we do. And Dave has pointed out I have QuickBooks videos and reselling on my YouTube channel. So if you click on the 3 dots next to Dave's name, you'll be able to check those out. Thanks for sharing that, Dave. Yeah, so Dave has got some QuickBooks related videos for you. Alrighty. Sean says, get my business bigger in the meantime. If VAT registered, you'll have to pay VAT every 3 months. Now I'm a limited company. I can do another 85 grand before I pay VAT. A good accountant will save you more. Yes. And fuel check, Z. Well, obviously, I put fuel in the car.
Well.
No, I do.
Well, on Monday when we got stuck in all that traffic.
Yeah, but
you were worried about fuel on that day.
Yeah, but still. Yeah.
Because you hadn't topped it up.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Apart from that
so you haven't learnt your lesson there.
I still put fuel in the car.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to get stuck in so much traffic, was I?
Well, you've meant to prepare for these things and not have like the bare minimum of petrol in your car.
I will expect to hear you how on Mondays, he says, Karen. Yes. And Sue says, I'm not a proper reseller. I can't stand rummaging. That's not true at all, Sue. I only do it because I have to. This is the thing, guys, right? Like, I don't necessarily go car booting or charity shopping because I love the treasure hunt or anything. I'd much rather just shop like, at wholesale and buy stuff brand new. I'd rather just do that easy way. I do it because I personally have to. As soon as we don't have to do it, I won't be doing it. So because I too can't stand rummaging. But it's worth it. If there is one there, I would honestly feel it's worth it. And I definitely don't think it determines. In actual fact, I would say reselling is such a broad term, guys. Reselling doesn't necessarily mean always going to car boots or charity shops or the bins. That's how most of us do it, but that doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. So I wouldn't worry about that, Sue. And as soon as I can afford to not go to the bins, I won't be going to the bins. But right now I can't afford not to. True?
Yes.
Also, if your VAT register says so on the more, talk to the accountant about flat 10% on turnover might be better for you. Man, all this knowledge. I really appreciate it, guys. Z, were you the cause of the traffic problem the other morning? No, Tommy, it was not me. We didn't run out of petrol. I have done it once where we ran out of petrol, but I didn't cause traffic then. We had to just push the car to the side of the road and it was fine.
You don't think you caused traffic on that day?
I may have caused a tiny bit on that day, but like I'm not that irresponsible.
Yeah, but on Monday, definitely.
No, it wasn't that on Monday. No. Peter says, always love a rummage at a car boot. Being a collector as well as a reseller, it's really satisfying if I find something really good just thrown at the bottom of a box. Definitely,
Yeah, I mean, you do like those sort of boxes. At the boot sale, right? As much as you say you don't like rummaging, yeah.
Okay, I do get.
I won't say what I'm gonna say, but you're always there. You know, bent over a box.
I do.
You know, having a bit of a rummage.
I do some. Okay, I do enjoy it a little, I suppose, but it's not. I don't know. No, maybe I do. I don't know.
You do.
Yeah, I do. I suppose there's something about finding something at the bottom.
Find something at the bottom of a box.
It's awesome seeing Beck put Z in check. So little fingers. Coolant check, Z, says Dave. Nope. Can you put prepaid large letters for Royal Mail in the post box? Yes, Ash, you can. I do it. I've had no issues. We post our international standard letters. We post our large letters, our small parcels if they fit.
What?
Anything we can shove into a post box, it's going in there.
Okay. And when he says we...
Yes. And like I said, with the small parcels, I'm now putting them into a franking post box because I figure that technically franking is prepaid post. If you're using click and drop, you've got prepaid post with the weight and everything already done. It shouldn't be an issue. And touch wood, we've not had any issues. But that's what we do. That doesn't mean you should do it, but it just means I don't have to go to the post office, which is meaning I'm not buying Topic bars and chicken burgers because they sell these really nice chicken burgers in their little warm counter thing, and they sell Topic bars. And all too often, because I was going into I don't know if any of you guys feel like this. Like, you know when you go to like a regular post office every day and you've got prepaid post and you're just there to hand it to them to put it in the bag or whatever. Kind of feel like I'm just going in your shop and just using this, and I know you don't get any real benefit from this, and I kind of, because I'm a nice kind of guy.
And the thing is, they're really nice.
They're lovely,
aren't they? They're really lovely.
And let's not be around the bush. I'm easily influenced, so seeing all the lovely food and chocolates, the crisp packets, just, you know, I can't help myself. You know, can't. When there's a big bag of flaming hot Monster Munch, you know. And there's a Topic bar, there's this cherry Coke, and then they've got the chicken burger. Oh, God, you just can't help it. No. I actually can't help it.
You can't help it.
I can't. What can I do? Well, I'm meant to just leave it there?
No.
You know, like,
why would you want to do that?
It'll
be all lonely.
No, exactly. And then, like, you know, just leave it, and then it's just sat on the shelf.
And then you go to the office, and you're sitting there and you're thinking,
oh, I wish I'd bought that Topic bar.
It's just sat on the shelf.
Exactly.
What was I thinking?
What was that? Why did I leave it? Whereas if I buy it, I go to the office and I'm like, oh, I've got this Topic bar to eat, and I've got this nice, and the chicken burger, because it's all like wrapped in foil, kind of like stodgy, you know, where the bun, and I don't know why, but I like things like that.
I know you do.
Yeah. Anyway,
Dear.
Right. Agree with Z. Low on fuel makes the car lighter, therefore more efficient, and it will go further. Science. Thank you, Southwest Sellers. Car maintenance with Z channel never coming. Oh God!
I tell you
almighty.
what, Southwest Sellers. You sit in the car with him when we're trying to get to work on a Monday morning, and you're sitting there going, "I think we're going to run out of petrol."
Yeah, but I didn't realise we were going to get stuck in traffic. Okay. Sue, just wondered how many vids do you record a week? So many great vids at the moment, Sue, and I learn so much via reselling and even filming as I do need to record more eBay vlogs, says Peter, right? And Sue says, oh, we'll both come to an auction down here. We can have a day out, and a Costa is next door. Coffee, not to your standard zebra parcel. Costa's good, Sue.
Yeah, Costa
good. Make a really nice flat white coffee. They're much better than Starbucks, in my opinion.
They are.
Z, you need to start a car maintenance vlog for accountability. You know what? I probably should. I really need to clean the car as well. You know, I don't respect it enough. Did Z cause traffic in the way to fast food? Karen says, only been to one car boot this year. I can never be bothered, to be honest, and I don't have to. See, that's the thing. If you don't have to, it's different. You know, it's, I do feel that. And Sean says, my accountant reckons I'll only be between 6 to 10% worse off. It's not as bad as you will think. You don't pay any VAT if selling certain books, baby items, groceries. I'm learning about that, so I'm ready. Good point, Sean. And plus, you can't not grow... you can't not grow it just because of that level and things like that. I've never agreed with that, really, where I feel like I'm not going to grow. I look at people that have got VAT, and I know it can be a headache. I know that. I know like Tom the English Picker, he's been doing VAT for a while, and he really does. He has mentioned how much of a headache it's been, but I wouldn't mind being in a situation where I'm taking enough money for that. Obviously, the idea is you just burst through that VAT barrier. If going to a car boot, just nice to get out, really, and usually see people, i.e. friends on my YouTube channel. Just nice to spot good bargains, says Peter Ray. Yeah, true. Yeah. Sai says, sounds like Z is in denial over how much he likes diving into charity shop bins. Thinking about it, maybe I was just trying to make myself sound fancy to myself, that I don't like going in bins. You know, maybe I was just trying to make myself feel like, I don't like going in bins. Okay. But the truth is, I do like going in bins, yeah. And Dave says, I post all my shuttle paid large letters in the post box. All have been delivered. Means you don't get proof of posting. Correct, but proof of posting is irrelevant because eBay don't count it. So I don't really care about proof of posting. And yes, Dave, I know they're trialing small parcel post boxes. There's one meant to be in Preston soon. And Karen says, I just have a drop and go account. Yes, I pay the standard charge, but customers pay it. Keep the post office open and just give straight to them. Don't queue. I'm in and out in seconds. Really, I legit have a post box outside my house. My partner took the car for the day and I legit walked 40 minutes to pay. Sorry, Ash, I'm not laughing at you, but I am. But yes, you can just, you will not have any issues. Burgers and topic bars, those are stamps and envelopes in my post office. Yes, Stu, you need to come to mine. I mean,
they're a little...
they're a spa.
Yeah.
They're lovely in there. They're lovely in there, yeah.
Yeah,
yes. They do make money if they scan each parcel, says Thailand Heron. Yeah, fair enough. Beck is why you married him, chocolates in the post office. Oh, God. Question, how many BAPs have you eaten this week? Asked Claire.
Too many.
The BAP update. We've been doing really well, but yes.
Do you know what? The children are taking no part of this. Yeah. So this is me and Zahir.
Yeah. They've left it to us. But we've done really well. I think we're down to the last packet, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've eaten BAPs.
I'm so glad.
We've literally just eaten BAPs everywhere we can.
Morning and dinner.
Yes, it's been tough, but it's good for building character, isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah.
You know, character building exercise. So we're on to the last packet, which we should be polishing off soon. I think over this weekend.
Yeah. It's been going well.
Okay. Don't forget you can really save on fuel costs by pushing your car to work. Exactly. And get fit as well. Build some forearm and shoulder strength. Exactly.
I love that.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, guys, we're coming to the end of the chat. Now, I want to share with you something really cool, actually. This is what I mean. If any of you guys need a bit of motivation as to why it's good to go to the bins or go to the charity shop when you're not feeling like going, because you never know what you're going to find, I just want to share this with you guys. I paid £1.50 for this, And I've got a feeling I could ask a decent amount of money for this. This is a vintage.
I'm going to kind of lean this way so you can see it.
This is official Arsenal merch. It's a vintage because there's no like .com on the tag or anything. Vintage AFC polo shirt, and it's to celebrate. As you can see, it's got number 4 there. I want to see if any football fans out there know the significance of the shirt number 4. If you can, does anyone know the significance of the shirt number 4? The number 4 shirt for Arsenal fans. I want to see if it's a bit of a tough one, maybe.
Yeah.
But if anyone knows the significance of the number 4, these colours should give it away. Yellow and black, or with a red trim. These colours might give it away as well. Maybe you'll know, maybe you won't. But this is really, really special. So it's official merchandise. And on the back, I'll tell you guys, close Andy, close, but it's not Tony Adams. No, it's got nothing to do with Tony Adams. This might help. Arsenal 89, it's up for grabs now. It's up for grabs. And that should tell you, 1989, up for grabs. The number 4 shirt. For those of you that don't know,
there's Karen. Yeah. It came after 1, 2, and 3.
No, Karen. No, Karen. No. In 1989, Arsenal beat Liverpool 2-0 and denied them the championship and won the league. So in 1989, and it was a last-minute goal by a guy called Michael Thomas, and he wore the number 4 shirt. So yes, yeah. So I think it was Michael Thomas. In the last minute or something, he scored the second goal, and they beat Liverpool 2-0. And if you actually find the football shirt, it's called like the I think it's called like the ripe banana or something. And it's one of those where you kind of if you look at the prices of this, it's insane. I think they're called like the ripe banana or something. I'm not sure what it's called.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know what
it's
called.
You're asking someone who has no clue about football or anything.
Yeah, no one really knew. Yeah. Leave the quiz to Nick and Andreas. Yeah, no one got this, did they?
Move the shirt.
Move the shirt. Anyway, this 1989 polo should be worth some good money.
Yeah, I know. I love you.
This is going. You know what? It's going to be worth some money. I should be able to get like 50 quid for it or something. I reckon. I'm putting it away now because the dog is just moving in on my wife now.
What are you doing?
I don't know. He's.
Get down.
You know I'm here. Don't let him lick you.
I can't get him down.
Alf. This dog is out of control.
There you go. There you go.
Oh gosh.
Here we go.
The dog, yeah, he's just moving
in. Stop biting.
Right, okay. At South says looking for a shirt. Boo, burn it, says Stu. 1989, I was 6, says Eric. And Shazad is probably, hi Shazad. Hi guys, sorry I missed most of it. Just got back from the gym. Shazad's been going on some gym run, man.
I know.
This makes me feel bad. I don't even, I don't know. Banana Z, do not eat the shit. No, honestly, they call them, let me just see if I can find it actually, quickly. Yeah. Let me just show you. Really worth. Arsenal 1989. Sure. They go for really silly money.
No. Good boy. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you can see some of these shirts. If you get like the proper, look at that shirt. Got £177, £60, The £122 there for the away shirt there. 100. They took an offer there. Some of these must be replicas, so they're not real. But yeah, so that, even though mine isn't the proper shirt, it's just a polo. It's official. It is official like merch that came out to commemorate that win. So I think this will be worth. I don't know. I've seen people get good money. I think I should be able to get between 40 and 60 quid for it, I reckon. I'm going to try anyway. Because I've not seen anything like this come up on eBay for a long time. So, that's what I'm thinking anyway. I'm going to try for 40 to 60. And we'll see what happens. I might even try higher and just put best offer and see what happens. Southwest says, wow, £100 expensive toilet paper. Mates are going to do Mount Kilimanjaro. Down. Wow.
Down.
I've seen a pigeon or heard a pigeon. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. It is real. That's crazy, she said. Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm just doing the training with them.
Oh, okay.
Man. Are you sure you're not going to get roped into going with them?
That's why it's doing the training.
Yeah, that's why you're doing the training. You're going to get roped into... I don't know what the dog is doing, man.
I don't know. He's upset about something. Oi, come here. Hey, down.
Okay. All right, guys. I think
we're going to go.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to go. We've been on for nearly an hour. So, we've been on for nearly an hour anyway. I think, anyway. Haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to go because our dog is going a bit crazy. And we have been on for an hour. Hope you guys enjoyed the chat.
Yes.
We're going to aim to do more vlogs if I can. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
Vlog this week, Beck says Karen.
There will be.
Oh, there will be?
Yes. Yeah, it'll be on my channel hopefully Saturday or Sunday evening.
And Sai says, oh my, just loving Alf. Alf's hilarious. He's a brilliant dog. He really is.
Just...
Yeah. He's very funny.
He's a bit worked up.
Yeah, he's very funny. But thank you for joining us on this Friday evening. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Hope you guys have a good car boot for those of you that are there. Again, thanks Karen for the super chat. I do appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you for popping in. We are going to aim to try to do more vlogs. Hopefully we'll do some hauls and things if we can. And carry on with the sales videos.
And we'll
blah,
do...
Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to be back again this time next week.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
So we're going to try and keep it a regular time, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Next Friday.
So, thanks for watching, guys.
Yes.
Good night.
Night.